So in my last video about junk silver, I talked about everything I could to help out someone who just got into silver, or specifically constitutional silver. I talked about what is junk silver, the wear and tear on these coins over the years, how to figure out what 1 troy ounce is equal to in junk silver, and more. Well, in this video, I want to dive a little bit deeper and give you my opinions on what I think the best junk silver is, best places to buy, and one I think you guys will like, and a fun one, which is when is junk silver not considered junk silver? Let's get into it. But there's a couple things I want to go over before we get into the video, and that is, in no way am I trying to get you to like and subscribe to my channel. But on the other hand, if you have an unhealthy addiction to gold, silver, and numismatics like I do, you're in the right place. And as viewers, you don't get the recognition that you deserve. So I want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my content. It helps me out tremendously. With all that being said, let's roll it. I got asked if I could talk about places to buy junk silver and the drawbacks of those places. But before I do, I need to mention that this is strictly just my opinion. So please don't go buy before doing your own research. I'm just a YouTuber, just giving small opinions off what I like. So take everything with a grain of salt. And for the sake of the video and the sake of your safety, I'm only talking about local coin shops and online bullion dealers. I'm not going to be talking about online forums where people are selling to individuals or meeting up in public. So just be smart, be safe. But I got to say that my favorite place to buy junk silver is my LCS, my local coin shop. And I'm lucky and I'm very fortunate because um, it's I have several by me, and a lot of people don't even have, you know, one or two by them. So their only places to buy is online, which I totally get it. If that's all you can do, that's all you can do. But a couple coin shops, when I go in, I might say, hey, I want to buy some junk silver from you guys. They'll bring out a tray. They'll allow me to pick through it. Um, I'm in and out the same day. I can use cash transactions, which, as gold or silver stackers, that's a big deal for a lot of us, kind of stay off the radar. Um, but at the same time, there are drawbacks to your local coin shops. And that is that, you can get um, your Franklins and your Walking Liberties and your Kennedys and everything like that. And that's a good thing. But like I said, sometimes the people bring the tray out to me and I get to pick. Other times I'll hand them the cash and they'll walk in the back, and you might get stuck with a beat up Mercury dime, or you might get stuck with a really flat $50, something that these local coin shops are just trying to offload. And so if you're looking for better condition coins, like your Liberties and Mercury dimes, the best place is going to be online. They'll be selling you, they'll probably have an option for BU. And BU is just a condition of a coin. It means brilliant uncirculated. So, but you're going to pay more. And that's a drawback for online bullion dealers. You're going to pay more. It's going to take time to get to you. There's shipping costs, or it might be free shipping. Um, that's kind of on you. And I don't really know the rules of YouTube yet of who I can mention, who I can, or if I'm even allowed to. And also, if you guys want to know some of those dealers, just ask me in the comments or send me an email. There's a lot of reliable ones, but there's also a lot of unreliable ones. So I have that list. Um, but I buy both. When I want better walkers or Mercuries, I'll go to online. You're going to be paying a pretty hefty premium sometimes, but otherwise, I like sticking with my local coin shop. I can be impatient. I kind of want stuff the same day. Now, you're probably wondering, what's my opinion on the best junk silver? So here before you, we have a bunch of combinations right here of $1.40. That's, a Morgan and 4 dimes, two $half, 4 dimes. And so $1.40. In my last video, we talked that $1.40 is what comes out to 1 troy ounce of silver when you're stacking your junk silver. You guys see anything in every stack, a common denominator or anything like that? So you need dimes in every situation of every denomination and combination to get 1 troy ounce of silver. So for me, hands down, the most important and the best option are dimes. I would go for Roosevelt's to get the most out of your silver. But I am a sucker for Mercury dimes. So I buy both. And at some local coin shops, if you're fortunate, you can get them for the same price. But just know that, your Mercury dimes more than likely are going to be worn down. Just the older coins, just the further you go back in time, for really anything is just going to be more wear. It's not drastic. You're not losing a drastic amount of silver, but if you like that visual aspect of looking at your stuff and knowing what it is, Roosevelt's are going to be your best option. Now, quarters, I can give or take. Um, I like them. I think Washingtons are great, but I really, really love the Standing Liberties. These guys right here. But if you want better condition Standing Liberties, like the one I'm going to show you here in a minute, you're going to be paying more. I like to have options, Roosevelt's Mercuries, Washington quarters, Standing Liberties you're taking a real chance trying to get those from a local coin shop and have them in good condition. Now, $half, on the other hand, are my second go-to when buying junk. I love, like I said, having options. So when I have a local coin shop that sells Walkers, Franklins, and Kennedys at the same price, I like to, mix and match what I'm buying. To me, it just makes more sense to have a $half instead of 2 quarters, I guess. Less to keep track of, but that's just me. You'll have your Franklins, you'll have your Walkers. Like I said, the further you go back, the more wear there's going to be. Then you have your Kennedys. So I got 3 different options of silver to buy. You're going to get the most silver out of your Kennedys and Franklins, but people love the Walkers because, well, it's just so iconic. There's nothing really like them. It has Lady Liberty on there. It has an amazing design of the eagle. So people will really buy those no matter what the condition is. So here's the question that I thought would be fun. So when is junk silver not considered junk silver? And this is a fun one, and this is what really got me into numismatics. And if you guys want to see some older silver, I did a video on it where I pulled a silver 3-cent piece from my collection, and I talked about it, kind of talked about mintage numbers and the different varieties. I have all sorts of stuff in my collection. So if that's something that interests you and you want me to keep doing, just let me know. Now, what I consider junk silver is what I have out on the table right now. All common date coins in decent to worn condition of dimes, quarters, $half, and some can make an argument that Morgans and Peace dollars are junk silver also. But when are these not considered junk silver? That's when, key dates, semi key dates, and condition of the coin really, really come into play. And all this can be bought at face value right here, 20 times face value that we talked. So you'd be paying a dime, or for a dime, you'd be paying $2, $5 for a quarter, $10 for a $half. Your Morgans and Peace dollars will vary if they're common dates and condition, usually around $30 to $45 for both of those. But what I'm about to show you are on a separate price chart completely because they're valued differently by their mintage numbers, date, condition, or even their mint mark, where they were minted. So I'm going to pull out some examples comparing the things on the table, and this is what I consider when junk silver is not junk silver. This would be one of the lower minted Roosevelt dimes right here. I guess you could consider it a key date for a Roosevelt dime. They're too new for things to really stick out. So, you have your $2 Roosevelt dime, you have your $150 Roosevelt dime. So that's one. You have a semi-key date Mercury dime in 1921D, which is going to run you a couple $100 and even not the greatest condition. Now, if you found, look at it. This is awful. This is just flat on both sides, little detail. If you were able to identify a 1916D, even in this condition, it's going to be worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And that's great. Like I've always said, junk silver is like a treasure hunt. Some places search their stuff, some places don't. I love to just buy a big bag and sift through everything and check and see what I really got. Now, numismatics are what we describe as, older coins, something that's steps away from your average face value, like Morgans and peace dollars. We talked how these are kind of on the borderline of being numismatics. Some people can still call them junk silver, but what this peace dollar would cost $35 right here, just a common date peace dollar. And then this peace dollar, which is a 1921, it's a high relief. And here's something that not many people are going to know, is that people have an understanding that 1921 is the only date that they did high reliefs. That is not true. The 1922 also did about 35,000 high reliefs. Talk about a treasure hunt. Every time I go to a pawn shop, I'll shift through their 1922s, look for those high reliefs, make some nice money. But so this is a $950 coin opposed to a $35 coin, and it's because it's a high relief. Now, speaking of places that are more expensive just because of the mint, a lot of people love Carson City. That's CC up there. They will pay more because of the mint. So where I have a 1921 right here, that's a common date, where they minted more Morgan dollars in 1921 than they did for any other Morgan dollar combined. So a $40 Morgan dollar right here, this one's in really great condition, and a $500 Morgan dollar because of the mint. So you've seen some things like, the condition of the dime, MS67, and the date, the semi-key date, a mint changes the price of everything that's already on this table that's significantly price less. So, you know how I said I love the Standing Liberty quarter that's too worn and they're hard to find in a better condition. Well, here is a great condition one, 1917. Now, you're going to pay quite a bit of money if you want something like this. They have two types. The type 1, I can't really get that in there. The type 1 only lasted for a couple of years, I guess, because people were complaining that you can see her breast right there. The type 2 has like she's got like a chest armor piece going over her. So I like this one because they're a little bit more rare. So things like that, guys, is just ever sticking out to me with junk silver. Like I've told you, I just love this stuff. I can sit here and talk about it forever. There's so many different varieties and reasons to buy it. Key dates, semi-key dates. I have stuff dating all the way back to 1795 in U.S. constitutional silver, all slabbed, all don't have any issues with them as damaged or anything. So if stuff like this really interests you, let me know. I can pull some of those coins out and just discuss those coins specifically. But I hope you guys took something out of this. If you have any questions or want videos on something in particular, just let me know. I'll see you in the next video.